Hey guys, Matthew here, and in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys a guide, an updated guide on how to craft the best Toxic Rain bow. So this is going to be a guide for endgame and super endgame both, because there's two different types of bows that I want to talk about today. Which one is better is really going to depend on your POB, but it's still very interesting to know both options that you have. So the reason why I'm making this updated guide is because GGG has changed damage over time multiplier, both chaos and physical, as suffixes this league, and this changes a lot because the way that we used to craft is that we would get +1 gems, +2 bow gems, and then damage over time as the last prefix as a craft or an unveil, and then we could work on the suffixes, right? Which was very easy to do. However, in this league, since this is a suffix, this opens up the hunter prefix chaos damage over time. And here's the cool thing. If you look at all the other hunter prefixes, they have the attack tag, which means that if we craft on cannot roll attack modifier and we augment a hunter modifier, or of course if we slam a hunter's exalt, we are guaranteed to get this. So let's get right into the first option when it comes to crafting these bows. The first option is going to be starting with the +3. So what we'll do is we are going to use fossils in order to get +1 socketed gems and +2 bow gems. It takes on average 4 resonators of corroded, jagged, metallic in order to get this to show up, and then we're going to be able to keep going with the craft. So let's go ahead and emulate it. So we are going to go with a thicket bow, as it is the best possible bow, 1.5 attack speed, right? Chaos Toxic Rain doesn't care for damage, it only cares, or on the bow, right? Physical damage, it only cares for attack speed. Now another option is to go with something like the Imperial Bow, because there is a divination card. The base is not as optimal as thicket, but there is a divination card that will give you an item level 100 6-linked bow, which is very cheap compared to 6-linking your own thicket bow. But if you're going for endgame, we're going to go for thicket. So what we'll do is we'll do corroded, jagged, and metallic until we get +3, right? +2 bow gems and +1 socketed gems. It takes on average 4 resonators. Now I got unlucky here. I got T2 on the +2 bow. So here we are, right? +1 socketed gems, +2 bow gems. Now here is the disadvantage. The reason why GGG put this multiplier as a suffix is that they realized that because this set of fossils blocks every other prefix, as I've already mentioned, it makes it so you're pretty much guaranteed to get 3 suffixes every single time, which means that you're going to need to annul one of these suffixes in order to be able to craft on this damage over time multiplier, or in order to, in this case, go on with the craft. If you annul one of the prefixes, you have to basically spam the fossils again in order to get it back, because you need your bow to look like this. You need 2 suffixes and 2 prefixes, and you need an open prefix and an open suffix. Once your bow looks like this, we are going to go ahead and benchcraft cannot roll attack modifiers, and we are going to slam on a hunter's exalt. We are guaranteed chaos damage over time, literally guaranteed. No matter how many times I do this, I'm going to get chaos damage over time. Right now, whether I get T1 or T4 or anything in between is up to RNG. If we look at the weightings, it's actually not that bad. There's a total of 1,000 weighting, and T1 is 1 in 10, T2 is 2 in 10, so you have 3 in 10 chance of getting T1 or T2, and then the remainder, I mean, even T3 is pretty good at 70 to 79. Even T4, 60 to 69 is not a bad deal for what it's costing you. It's costing you 1x for cannot roll attack mods, and then your hunter's exalt. It's pretty good. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and say we got T3. Now what you're going to do next is we're going to remove this cannot roll attack modifiers. And at this point, what we're going to do is we are going to benchcraft, prefixes cannot be changed, which is a suffix. Once we have prefixes cannot be changed, we are locking our +3 and the chaos damage over time, and we are going to Veiled Chaos Orb. Now there's basically 2 options to go here. You can either Veiled Chaos Orb or you can Scour. Alright, so the advantage of scouring is that there is no gambling involved. If you scour it, it's going to look like this, and then you can multi-mod, right? Can have up to 3 crafted modifiers. Chaos damage over time multiplier, which is a suffix, and attack speed, which is a suffix. So let's go ahead and do just that. We could go attack speed, right? Boom. And then we could go chaos damage over time multiplier, which is right here, and boom, right? This is our new endgame bow. It's got the dot, it's got the attack speed, it's got the +3, it's got the chaos damage. It's a very strong bow. But we could actually go a step further if we want to go for broke. Instead, once our bow looks like this, instead of scouring, we could actually use a Veiled Chaos Orb, because what this allows us to do is that we can unveil one of the 3 different attack speed modifiers. We have attack speed and proc blood rage when we kill an enemy, which is not bad. we have attack speed and quality, and we also have attack speed if a rare or unique enemy is nearby. If you unveil any of those, or chaos damage over time, you could craft the remaining one, and basically you're saving yourself 2x ult because you don't have to craft the multi-mod. The disadvantage is that if you get nothing good on the unveil, right? Let's say you get absolutely nothing good. In this case, we got chaos damage over time. Let's see, this case we got attack speed. So it's pretty unlucky that you get nothing good. But let's say something like this, right? Let's say you get nothing good at all. The problem is you'll have to spend another 2x to do prefixes cannot be changed and veiled chaos again. So there is a bit of RNG involved versus the more consistent method, which is to simply multi-mod, right? But it depends if you're going for broke, right? If you're going for the best possible one, because the damage over time crafted chaos damage over time multiplier goes up to 35. Meanwhile, the unveiled chaos damage over time multiplier goes up to 48, which is a pretty good, pretty big difference. And of course, attack speed on the unveiled is quite a bit stronger than the crafted attack speed because you get attack speed quality goes up to 15%. Meanwhile, crafted goes up to 13%, I believe. And the increased quality gives you even more attack speed with the quality from harvest, giving you attack speed instead. I think it's another 2%. So it's quite a bit stronger. The blood rage is not bad either, as it gives you free blood rage. It opens up a socket on your build. And of course, the attack speed, if a rare or unique enemy is nearby, goes up to 30%, which is significantly better than anything else. But it only works with a unique or rare enemy is nearby. But typically, this modifier is only useful when a rare or unique enemy is nearby, which is for a single target. Therefore, it's a very good option as well. Okay, so that's going to be option number 1 for bow crafting number 1. Now, there's going to be another type of bow that we can craft, or another version of these chaos damage over time bow that I want to talk about as well. So we're once again going to start with the thicket bows. It's the best base. This time, however, we're not going to use fossils because we're not going for +3. What we're going to do is we're going to alt spam a suffix. Now, there's 2 different options for this bow. Option number 1 is to alt spam for +2 bow. Bow attacks fire 2 additional arrows. That's option number 1. The other option is to go for damage over time multiplier. I feel like overall damage over time multiplier is a better option, especially with the damage nerfs happening. But you could also go for +2 arrows if you're looking for more clear speed on your build instead. All right, once you have damage over time multiplier by itself, because you need to alt spam for it, the next thing is going to be to regal. So if you regal a prefix or a suffix, it doesn't matter. You need to annul the modifier, okay? You have to annul that. If you annul the damage over time multiplier, clearly you'll have to alt spam again. You need your bow to look like this and nothing else, right? Your bow has to look like this. Damage over time multiplier as a suffix or +2 arrows with nothing else. The next step is we're going to benchcraft, can have up to 3 crafted modifiers, and cannot roll attack modifiers. The reason we do this is because we need 2 open suffixes, and we need 3 open prefixes, and we need to have cannot roll attack modifiers in order to get the chaos damage that I spoke about, right, from the hunter modifier, but also in order to get +1 socketed gems. So once your bow looks like this, it's got 3 suffixes and no prefix. What we're going to do is we're going to slam an exalt. This is going to guarantee 100% of the time +1 socketed gems. There's nothing else that can do, no mod available. Then we are going to hunter slam for, once again, damage over time, or chaos damage over time, also guaranteed, nothing else available. Now, once our bow looks like this, +1 socketed gems, chaos damage over time, and damage over time multiplier, we are going to remove crafted mod, right? We're going to remove our mods, and we are once again going to craft on, can have up to 3 crafted modifiers. And this time, what we're going to craft on is the chaos damage over time multiplier, which is a suffix, on the bench, which is right here, chaos damage over time multiplier, and the prefix level of socketed support gems, +2 level socketed support gems, right? So in this case, instead of getting +2 bow gems, we're getting +2 support gems. Instead of getting, let's just say, another suffix like attack speed, we are getting damage over time multiplier. So that's the two difference in terms of the two crafts. Both bows are very, very, very good endgame bows. Realistically, which one is better is going to be depending on your POV. The way I see it is that +2 bow gems is going to be better if you don't run Empower, and +2 support gem is going to be better if you run Empower, because it's going to bring your Empower all the way up to level 6, right? Meanwhile, if you have +2 bow gems, that's going to affect your Toxic Rain, which is going to give you +2 level on Toxic Rain. So they're very, very similar in terms of power levels. It really comes down to your POV and whether you care for the attack speed or whether you care more for the damage over time multiplier. Again, it's going to depend on how you're scaling your damage. Are you scaling the initial big hit, or are you scaling the overlap? That's going to be up to your build, but this is my updated guide on how to craft the new best Toxic Rain bows with this chaos damage over time modifier from the Hunter influence. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video guide. Before I go, I do want to say a huge thank you to my supporters: Jordan, Fruitfly, Thomas, Neroth, Master Tim, Nick, Jacob, Flame Scorpion, Reese, ML, Road to Millions, Alex, Brandon, Don, Joseph, welcome back, Panda, Edicus, Scott, Bart, Grimoire, Johnny, Ronald, Kevin, Mercury, and Bizen, as well as, of course, anybody else who's supported me in the past, and anybody else who wishes to remain anonymous. There will be another guide for elemental hit bows, because the meta for those has also drastically changed, and that'll be the next video, so look forward to that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.